I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, but I've been holding off on it for a couple of months. But now it's time to finally talk about what I think is, no kidding, the most versatile, dare I say perfect camera accessory ever made, and that's the Atomos Ninja V. Like, it's amazing. What's up everyone, I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. I'm trying to get more into the world of what holds this whole video camera / online content platform up, instead of just talking about camera bodies themselves. And really the first thing up is something that I actually couldn't live without. Like, legitimately, this thing's incredible. Atomos have been making recorders for a very long while now. Some of their key products leading us up to today is the very popular Ninja, Shogun, and Sumo line of monitors and recorders. In fact, while the rest of the video space can't decide on what camera body to go with, almost every single camera booth I saw at CES had an Atomos monitor of some variety showing off their tech. But while the Ninja and Shogun are awesome products in their own right, they are just too darn big with those 7-inch screens for those of us that want to stay as small and as light as possible. But this is mainly in the realm of pro videographers and movie makers that need specific recording codecs and have delivery requirements for those of us that don't. And again, as I'm not a pro, where does this actually matter, and where can Atomos help the online content creator? Like the Everyday Dad. Atomos, where can you help the Everyday Dad? It's called the Ninja V. This thing is small. I mean, it's about the same size as any other camera monitor, but it's packed with a heap of awesome features. Before we get into all of those awesome features, let's cover some basic specs about the Ninja V to find out what it can do, but also for nomenclature purposes, let's get us all on the same page. The Ninja V has a 1920 by 1080 touchscreen display. This is 1080p. Really nice for such a small screen. You can view 10-bit video from the monitor itself. It can also take in a 4K signal, and it has 1,000 nits of brightness. It can record in 10-bit 422 ProRes and DNxHR encoding, and it can record to a standard 2.5-inch mini or standard solid-state drive. Like we already mentioned, physically this thing is so small that I can't really believe they fit everything into this body. I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny, it's like a book. It's like a book or a big old cell phone from yesteryear. The real benefit of a recorder monitor like this are the inputs it provides, and thank goodness the Ninja V does not disappoint. It has full HDMI 2.0 in and out on the side. On the other side, it has a 3.5mm audio in and audio out. And on the back is a single Sony NP battery slot with the SSD port on the other side. Now also under the battery slot here is the Atom X expansion port, which right now you can purchase an Ethernet and an Atom Sync accessory. But what's most exciting to me is the possibilities of what this expansion port can do. With as small as the Ninja V is, if Atomos releases an XLR expansion, which rumors says they are working on, that would change a lot about how I recommend cameras in the future. Like, if this thing gets an XLR input, it will change a lot about the camera world for me personally. Also included in the box is an AC power brick, so you don't have to have a Sony battery. You can still power it from the box itself, but you'll have to have access to, you know, power. That's all well and good, but when you plug it into a camera, what do you get for the extra weight and the extra price? Because let's be honest, money is a zero-sum game, and this is not a cheap accessory. It needs to provide value for that price tag, right? Well, and thankfully it does, because this opens a whole world of pro-level video recording features. During my camera reviews, you'll hear me from time to time say stuff like, this camera can record in 10-bit 422 with an external recorder. Well, if you want to color grade, or if you want to do heavy green screen work that needs that extra color information or extra bit depth inside of the video, this is where you actually do that. When I say an external recorder, this is what I'm talking about. But besides that, here's my favorite part about this whole thing. You can record your videos straight to a solid state drive. These things are blazing fast, and they are getting cheaper every day. This houses a 512GB SSD that I picked up for like 50 bucks one day on Amazon. Like, SD cards are more expensive than that by far. Not only can you record to this SSD, but then you can easily pull the caddy out of the Ninja V, bring it over to your editing rig, and then plug it into this Atomos dock. Yes, you have to buy this as an extra accessory. This doesn't come with the recorder, but this is so valuable, I highly recommend it. And you can start editing almost instantaneously from that. We'll cover more exciting features here in a second, but you guys know, If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that ease of use and smoothing out workflow is the most important feature of anything for me when it comes to video gear. And this is one of the biggest time savers I've ever seen. You no longer need to transfer or input files to edit later. You can do everything from the solid state drive, including exporting. I mean, I frankly love this, like it's incredible. But what makes it even better is you can record in Apple ProRes, which is one of the easiest video codecs to edit with, especially if you are like me and you use Final Cut Pro X. So not only does it make the editing workflow faster by reducing import times, it makes it even faster, I don't think that's a real word, by making the editing itself faster. Like, that's incredible. And if the recorder could only do that, I would still be willing to recommend it, because anything that saves me that much time is absolutely worth the money to me. The time is the only thing you can't get back, so I will invest money and resources into it. And you know what? We're only halfway through about the things that I love. Seriously, there are just so many useful things ahead. Let's keep on the recording train of thought for a second though. One of the issues for those of us using hybrid cameras for their video is generally, but could be changing here in the future, most of those cameras have 30-minute recording limits. Well, if you pull that video straight from the sensor through the HDMI to the recorder, you don't need to worry about limits. You can record with any camera that has a clean HDMI out for as long as you have power and recording media. Like, no matter what camera you use, so long as it, has that clean HDMI out. And we will see more about this next week as we build the best video platform ever using a Ninja V and the small rig set of cages. I'm excited for that next week. Okay, that's enough about how great of a recorder is. Did I mention it's great? Have I mentioned that yet? Because it's great. But let's say you never once wanted to use this to record and you only wanted to continue using your camera's internal codecs. Is there still value from the Ninja V? Is there? Is there still value? Yes. Are you someone that uses any of the new Sony, Nikon, Fuji cameras? Well, you may have noticed, but none of them have fully articulating screens. So good luck trying to frame or expose your videos not knowing what's actually happening, or heck, you might not even be recording and you don't find that out till later. I'm not saying that's happened to me, but that's happened to me quite a few times. Just pop this on top and presto, you can see yourself. But from the screen, this also gives you access to monitoring features that generally only cinema level cameras have. And you know what? Let's pop a battery into this thing so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And we'll turn it on. I'll show you all of the cool features that they have when we plug it into our RX100 Mark V, which will be the focus of the video from next week. Which is incredible. HDMI. So from the monitor itself, you get a whole bunch of features such as waveforms from your colors, vector scopes, another whatever that thing is. You get focus peaking. See all that blue? That means I'm in focus. Histograms, false color, which false color is my favorite wave exposing video. You also get where you can turn it black and white so you can actually see the focus peaking that's going on. You get 2x zoom where you can, ooh, look at that. Look at that eyeball. Different, oh, the battery just died on the camera. Well, whatever, we don't need you anymore we don't need you for purposes of the video right now, but you get all of those cool pro features straight from the monitor itself. And it's got a really great touchscreen interface, which is just incredible. You can view LUTs on the monitor. You can change up like how lit it is. Again, 1,000 nits of brightness. You could definitely see this outdoors. You can also monitor your audio. There's a little monitor pane right there, but you can pull it up. You can adjust it straight from in camera itself. I'm so used to saying camera. Straight from in the monitor itself. Like, it's got all sorts of features that are just so good. Is that not enough value for you? I mean, I don't know what else to say to sell you on this product. It's specifically designed to make video work more efficient. But you know what? Maybe if you're still on the fence, here are a few unique things that I've been using for the Ninja V that I haven't seen too many people talk about online. Do you do any live streaming, and does your camera have an overheating problem, or does it use a small, crappy HDMI micro port? Cough, cough, Sony cameras. Well, good news. You just plug the camera into the Ninja V and then pull the video through the external HDMI on the Atomos. It works amazing, and that's how I've done all my live streams recently. Plus, you can record your live streams onto the solid state drive for future use. It's incredible. You don't have to have your camera do the heavy lifting. You have this do the heavy lifting. Like, I could gush about this thing for hours. Also, do you have a camera without any audio inputs? like a Sony RX camera. Well, great news. Well, you can plug your RX and a microphone into the recorder and get crisp 4K video without needing audio synced in post. Like, it just works really well. Wow, this video went way longer than I expected. So what, right? So should you get an Atomos Ninja V? Now, I did just spend this entire video having a love fest with the Ninja, but back in the cold reality of everyday life, this again is an expensive addition. Depending on your camera, it might cost darn near the same price or even more. So is it actually worth that price tag? And to be fully honest, I really think so. I no longer consider my camera body the center of my video production system. I wholeheartedly consider the Ninja V to be the center of my system because bodies will come and go. I mean, you've seen me use a whole bunch of bodies over the last like 6 months of the channel, but being able to record easy to edit ProRes from any camera I use, that's incredible. And being able to do that with all of the other features and specs and upgrade potential that we talked about earlier, that is also incredible. Like, the best thing about Atomos is they give you products for what you need and what they will help you with. I mean, it's really great. And this is without a doubt something that I will continue to recommend because it is a piece of gear that will save you time in your video production. And for me, there is absolutely no price tag on that. Thanks for watching.